Let's talk about something truly amazing, your sense of smell. Seriously, it's one of your most incredible superpowers, and guess what? It's working all the time, even when you're not paying attention. So today, we're going to dive in and find out exactly how it works.
Okay, picture this. You're just hanging out in your room, maybe your eyes are closed, and then you smell it. That warm, chocolatey, delicious smell of freshly baked cookies. How do you know? How is that even possible? It feels like magic, but nope, it's just really, really cool science.
The big secret is tiny invisible particles that are literally floating all around us in the air. And to really get how this all works, we're going to follow one of these little messengers on an epic journey. Let's call her Rosie. She's a smell molecule that just popped off a beautiful rose. So, what even is a smell? Well, pretty much everything that has a scent, flowers, cookies, even fresh rain on the pavement, is constantly releasing these tiny particles. They're called odorants. And we're going to follow our new buddy, Rosie the Rose Odorants, to see exactly what happens next.
Rosie's big adventure kicks off with a simple spiff. The second you breathe in, you pull her and millions of her little odorant friends right out of the air and into your nose. And just like that, whoosh, she's in.
But hold on, before she gets too far, Rosie hits her first checkpoint, the nose hair filter. Think of these little hairs like tiny security guards, making sure the air is clean before it moves on. They're just making sure only the good stuff gets through.
Okay, after the filter, Rosie makes a splash into a layer of mucus. Now I know it might sound a little gooey, but trust me, this part is super important. Rosie actually has to dissolve in this stuff to get ready for the main event. It's kind of like a water slide getting her all prepped for the big finale. And that main event, it all goes down deep inside your nose, in this special little area called the olfactory epithelium. This is not just any old part of your nose. This is the official smell zone. This is where the magic really happens.
So, waiting there in the smell zone for Rosie are millions of these special cells called olfactory receptors. A great way to think about them is like tiny little baseball mitts, and each one is just waiting to catch a very specific kind of smell molecule.
And get this, you don't just have one or two types of these smell catchers, you have about 400 different kinds. That incredible variety of mitts is what lets you smell thousands, maybe even millions, of different things. Everything from roses to rain to a big bag of popcorn.
So how does this work? Well, first, as you see in step 1, Rosie finds a receptor that she fits into perfectly, kind of like a key finding its own special lock. But here's the really cool part. For step 2, a smell like a rose isn't just one key, it actually activates a whole combination of different receptors. And that specific combo, in step 3, creates a unique password, a secret code just for rose. And finally, once that code is created, zap, it's fired off to the brain as a tiny electrical message.
And that little electrical message, it doesn't waste a second. It zips along this special highway called the olfactory nerve, traveling at lightning speed, straight from your nose to your brain's main control center.
Now, once the message arrives, it gets split up and sent to a few different departments in the brain. As you can see here, a big piece goes to the Smell ID Center, which figures out what you're smelling. Another piece goes to the memory library to check if you've smelled it before. And another goes to the Feeling Center, which decides how that smell makes you, feel.
This is why our sense of smell is so incredibly powerful. You know how you can smell birthday cake and suddenly remember a party from when you were 5? Or maybe the smell of fresh-cut grass takes you right back to summer vacation? That's your brain's memory library and feeling center working together, making a direct link between a smell, a memory, and an emotion. It's so cool.
So you see, your sense of smell does way more than just tell you what's for dinner. It's like a built-in superpower that helps you out in all sorts of amazing ways, every single day.
Let's just run through these superpowers real quick. First, your nose is your personal warning system. It tells you about dangers like smoke or food that's gone bad. Second, it's a huge part of creating flavor, making food taste amazing. And like we just talked about, it unlocks powerful memories and can even change your mood, making you feel happy or calm.
Okay, let's talk about flavor, because this is one of my favorite parts. See, when you sniff something, the smell molecules go in through your nostrils. Simple enough. But when you chew your food, the smell molecules actually travel from your mouth up a secret passageway in the back of your throat to your nose. That combination, what your tongue tastes plus what your nose smells from the back, is what your brain calls flavor.
It's why food tastes so boring when you have a cold, right? That back passageway is all blocked up.
Want to try a quick, super safe experiment at home? Ask someone to hold something with a smell, like an orange. Close your eyes and try to point to where the smell is coming from. Easy, right? Now try it again, but this time gently block one of your nostrils. Is it a little harder? That's because having two nostrils helps your brain figure out the direction of a smell, just like having two ears helps you pinpoint a sound.
Of course, sometimes our super sniffer doesn't work perfectly. And the most common reason is something we've all been through, a nasty, stuffy nose from a cold.
Yep, when you have a cold, all that extra gunk in your nose can literally block the path for smell molecules like Rosie. They just can't get to the smell zone. But for some people, not being able to smell is a longer-term thing, and there's a medical name for it, anosmia. And it's also pretty normal for our sense of smell to change a bit as we get older.
And this is really important. Please remember this is not medical advice. If you or anybody you know has any concerns about their sense of smell, the best thing to do is always talk to a doctor.
Whew, what an incredible journey that was. We followed our little smell molecule, Rosie, all the way from a flower petal, up a nose, and straight into the brain. So let's do a quick recap of everything we just learned. Basically, Rosie's adventure showed us that every single sniff you take starts the super fast, super complex chain reaction. An invisible message from the world around you gets carried through your nose, turned into a secret code, and delivered right to your brain in an instant.
All right, let's lock in the 5 most important things to remember. Number 1, smells are actual tiny things floating in the air. 2, you've got about 400 different kinds of smell catchers in your nose. 3, every smell creates its own unique password for your brain. 4, flavor is mostly about smell, not just taste. And 5, smells have a direct hotline to your memories and your feelings.
And that brings us to one final thought. Now that you're an expert on how your amazing sense of smell works, think about this for a second. What's a smell that makes you happy? Is it the smell of baking bread, the salty ocean air, freshly cut grass? Your nose is a superpower. Go out there and use it. Thanks for joining our explainer today.